Give it a like, subscribe, and share this video so more people can discover this secret. Let's grow together. Guys, before we begin, let me make something clear. This video is more than just a tutorial. It's a guide on how to build genuine connection. Women have sensitive zones that, when touched the right way, awaken feelings and sensations they'll never forget. But before we go any further, like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with that friend who still needs to leave the failure zone. Let's transform your approach and take your game to the next level. Touch is not just physical. It's emotional, it's energy. There's no point in trying to impress with exaggerated or clumsy gestures. The secret lies in understanding the right places and how to touch them. So, get ready to discover the spots women love to be touched, and when explored correctly, can completely transform the interaction. 1. The sensitivity of the neck. A gentle touch that sends shivers down her spine. The neck is one of the most sensitive areas on a woman's body, and few things are as powerful as a gentle touch in this region. But pay attention. It's not about grabbing or being aggressive. It's about lightness, care, and intention. Gently running your fingertips or even using your lips at the right moments can send shivers that ripple through her entire body. However, it's crucial to understand the right timing. If you force or attempt this before establishing an emotional connection, it might come across as intrusive. The neck is an invitation to intimacy and should only be explored when there's mutual comfort and reciprocity. 2. The secret of hands. How to create connection with gentle and decisive touches. Hands are one of the most expressive parts of the human body, and touching a woman's hands can create an instant connection. Holding her hand while crossing the street, lightly brushing her fingers while handing her something, or even playing with her fingertips during a conversation are small gestures that build intimacy without pressure. But that's not all. Hands are highly sensitive zones, and a confident yet delicate touch can say much more than words. Use this to your advantage, but always with respect and subtlety. 3. The shoulders and nape. Overlooked areas that spark intimacy. The shoulders and nape are often overlooked, but they are highly sensitive spots that can be explored to create closeness. A light touch on her shoulder while talking can break barriers and show interest. Meanwhile, the nape, when touched at the right moment, can trigger feelings of comfort and attraction. Avoid abrupt or overly prolonged movements, which can come across as awkward or uncomfortable. Touching these points should be brief and subtle, showing that you know how and when to act. 4. The magic of the face. The power of a touch on the cheek or chin. Touching a woman's face is an intensely intimate gesture, and for that reason, it must be done with extreme care. A gentle touch on her cheek while you compliment her or softly holding her chin to guide her gaze toward yours can be incredibly powerful. However, this gesture only works if there's an established level of trust. It's not something you do in a superficial interaction or early in a conversation. The face is a zone of maximum intimacy, and a touch there communicates a deep level of interest and connection. 5. Ears. Small gestures that create big reactions. The ears are one of the most sensitive areas of the body, and a light touch there can provoke surprising reactions. Whether it's brushing your fingers, gently playing with an earring, or even using your voice close to her ear, the ears are a strategic spot that, when well explored, can intensify the connection between you. But be careful. The key here is delicacy. Any gesture that seems exaggerated or intrusive can have the opposite effect. Touching the ears should be brief, gentle, and always at the right moment. 6. Arms and hands, where connection naturally begins. The arms are a great starting point for creating connection because they're accessible and less intimidating. A touch on her arm as she laughs at a joke, or lightly holding her forearm while making a comment are natural ways to build closeness. As for the hands, as mentioned earlier, they are an even more sensitive area. But in this case, the goal is to reinforce the initial connection. By touching her arms and hands, you're establishing a safe foundation to move toward deeper intimacy. 7. The lower back. A subtle touch that creates tension and intimacy. The lower back is one of the most sensitive and strategic zones when it comes to intimacy. A gentle touch in this area, especially during a conversation or while walking beside her, can create a bond of closeness and tension without being intrusive. However, caution is key, as touching this area carries a level of intimacy that must be earned before being explored. A light gesture, like resting your hand on her lower back to guide her through a crowded space, conveys security, care, and interest in a non-verbal way. That said, it's crucial to understand that a touch on the lower back only works when the woman is already comfortable with you. If you attempt to move to this area without building a solid foundation of trust, the effect will be the opposite of what you desire, causing discomfort. More than the touch itself, what matters here is the energy and intention behind it. It's about showing that you are present, attentive, and connected to the moment without crossing boundaries or seeming desperate. 8 thighs and legs. How to explore with respect and desire. The truth is that thighs and legs are areas of high sensitivity but also high vulnerability. Therefore, any gesture directed at these zones must be carried out with extreme care and only when the connection between you two is well established. A casual, light touch, like while sitting next to her or during a relaxed conversation, can pave the way for intimacy but should never feel rushed or overly deliberate. Respect is essential here. Many men make the mistake of thinking that invasive touches are expressions of desire. On the contrary, they push women away and create barriers. A touch on the leg can be a powerful gesture, but only when it's natural, consensual, and accompanied by an atmosphere of trust. Otherwise, it will be perceived as disrespectful and won't have the positive impact you're looking for. 9. Hair. Strokes that relax and connect at the same time. Hair is one of the most intimate and sensitive parts of a woman's body. Running your fingers through her hair, adjusting a strand that falls across her face, or simply playing with the tips can create a sense of comfort and almost instant connection. But once again, the key is subtlety. Hair strokes convey affection and attention but only work if there's already a level of established intimacy. On the other hand, invading this zone without permission or at the wrong time can be uncomfortable or even irritating. More than the gesture itself, what matters is the energy you transmit when touching her hair. Be gentle, respect her space, and observe her reactions. If she smiles or relaxes, you're on the right track. 10 feet. Why many women enjoy gentle touches. Have you ever stopped to think that feet are one of the most overlooked but also one of the most sensitive areas of a woman's body? Touching or massaging her feet can be an incredibly intimate and relaxing experience, but it requires context and consent. Imagine offering her a foot massage after a long day. This not only demonstrates care but also creates a physical and emotional connection. However, not all women feel comfortable with touches on their feet, which is why respecting her boundaries is essential. If she's open to it, proceed gently with light and controlled movements. This gesture, when done at the right time, can pleasantly surprise her, showing that you care and are willing to go the extra mile to make her feel good. 11. The stomach and sides. Zones of connection and security. The stomach and sides of the body are areas that often symbolize security and vulnerability. A gentle touch in these zones, like a hug from behind or a casual gesture while you're close together, can create a sense of comfort and closeness. But just like other areas, touching here requires that you've already built trust. These areas are extremely personal, and many women have insecurities related to them. Therefore, it's crucial to be gentle, natural, and never rush the moment. A well-placed touch can be a powerful way to show that you value and respect her body, but it also carries a responsibility that requires attention and care. 12. The lips. How the kiss becomes the gateway to intimacy. The lips are undoubtedly one of the most sensual and significant zones of the body. A kiss is more than a physical gesture. It's a moment of emotional connection, chemistry, and desire. But for a kiss to have an impact, it must be genuine, well-timed, and accompanied by clear signals of reciprocity. Nothing is more disastrous than attempting to kiss someone who isn't ready or interested at that moment. Pay attention to her signals. If she maintains eye contact, leans toward you, or closes the space between you, these are clear indicators that she's open to a kiss. And when the moment comes, be firm but gentle. The lips are the gateway to intimacy, and a well-executed kiss can completely change the course of a connection. If you've made it this far, you're ready to understand that touching a woman is much more than a physical gesture. It's about creating an environment of trust, respect, and emotional connection. Each area of the body mentioned carries a unique significance, and knowing how to explore them with sensitivity and care can completely transform the way she perceives you. Let's continue with the video, but first, if you've made it this far, my love, comment below with the word 100% or something similar to confirm that you've learned from this video so far. For more interesting topics, subscribe to the channel, like the video, and share it afterward. Touches women love and what they mean to them. Guys, if you think touch is merely physical, you're already starting off wrong. Touch is a language, a form of communication that goes far beyond the obvious. It conveys intentions, emotions, and creates a powerful bond between you and the woman by your side. But here's a warning. Touching a woman without understanding the context or observing the signs is like throwing away a unique opportunity to create a deep connection. That's why, before we dive into the details, I want you to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with those friends who still haven't grasped the true art of touching a woman. This content isn't just about attraction. It's about respect, connection, and how every one of your gestures can transform an ordinary interaction into something unforgettable. So pay attention, because each of these touches holds a special meaning that can completely change the game for you. 1. The neck touch. How to explore this sensitive and attractive zone. The neck is an extremely sensitive area full of possibilities for creating intimacy. A light touch in this region can send electric signals through her body, but it only works if you know how and when to do it. Gently running your fingers with care and confidence can awaken feelings of security and desire at the same time. It's important to understand that the neck isn't just a physical spot, but also an emotional one. Touching this area shows that you've gained access to a deeper level of connection. But here's the trick. A neck touch should never be abrupt or out of context. It should naturally flow from the moment, whether during an intense conversation or a closer embrace. Respect her timing and let the touch become a catalyst for connection, not an intrusion. 2. Why touching her hands conveys security and interest. Hands are one of the most underestimated points when it comes to physical connection, yet they carry immense power in nonverbal communication. Touching her hand during a conversation, holding her fingers as you walk, or even a subtle caress in a casual moment can be small gestures packed with meaning. This type of touch conveys security, demonstrates that you're present and interested, and creates a comforting environment. But be careful. Avoid doing it forcefully or repeatedly, as it might come across as rehearsed. A hand touch should feel natural, spontaneous, almost imperceptible, but impactful enough to leave an emotional mark. Remember, women notice the details, and it's in these small gestures that you can earn valuable points. 3. The charm of a gentle touch on her face. Instant closeness. Touching a woman's face is an intensely intimate gesture, and that's precisely why it must be done with extreme care. Caressing her cheek, softly holding her chin, or even brushing away a strand of hair from her face are gestures that communicate more than words. The face is one of the most vulnerable areas, and touching it requires mutual trust. When done at the right moment, it shows care, attention, and genuine interest. However, never underestimate the power of this gesture. A poorly timed or exaggerated touch on her face can cause discomfort, driving her away instead of drawing her closer. Be gentle, observant, and, above all, respectful. For the nape, a touch that awakens desire. The nape is one of the most sensual zones on a woman's body. A touch or a gentle massage in this area can stir intense feelings of comfort and desire. It's a place that blends vulnerability and trust, and touching it shows you're in tune with the moment and respect her personal space. But, as always, knowing the right timing is crucial. You can't rush to explore the nape early in an interaction because the gesture requires a solid foundation of connection. A well-executed touch in this region can completely transform the atmosphere between you two, but it needs to be delicate, natural, and within the context of already established closeness. 5. How back strokes deepen physical and emotional connection. The back is often overlooked, but it's one of the best areas for creating deep physical and emotional connection. A gentle touch, such as sliding your hands along her back during a hug, can send a message of protection, comfort, and care. But be mindful. The intensity of the touch makes all the difference. Light touches are ideal for creating an initial connection, while firmer movements, like a massage, can be used during more intimate moments. The back is an emotional territory, and touching it shows that you're committed to creating an environment of comfort and closeness. 6. The importance of eye contact before any touch. Before any touch, eye contact is the true key to building connection. Your eyes are the first to communicate intention, confidence, and respect. If you can't maintain eye contact, any touch that follows will lose its impact. Eye contact is a way of asking for permission without words. It's a silent exchange that builds the foundation for all physical gestures. So before you think about touching her neck, face, or hands, make sure your eyes are sending the right message. Remember, touch is the continuation of a conversation that began with a look. 7. How touching her thighs can show intention and respect. The thigh area is one of the most sensitive zones of a woman's body, both physically and emotionally. A touch there carries a symbolic weight far beyond the physical gesture. It's a clear demonstration of intention, but also of respect and care. The secret lies in the approach. The touch must be natural, gentle, and placed in the right context. For example, during a closer conversation or a relaxed moment, lightly placing your hand on her thigh can create a sense of closeness and safety. However, Never underestimate the importance of observing her signals before making any gesture. Touching her thighs requires a pre-established level of trust. If she pulls away, respect her immediately. This shows that you understand her boundaries, and this attitude can be even more attractive than the touch itself. Remember that the intention behind the gesture is just as important as the touch itself. When done correctly, this type of contact can be incredibly powerful, subtly and effectively intensifying the connection. 8. The art of running your fingers through her hair to create relaxation. Running your fingers through a woman's hair is one of the most intimate and relaxing forms of touch. This gesture conveys care, affection, and, above all, attention. But don't be mistaken. Doing this clumsily or out of context can ruin the moment. The key is softness. Slide your fingers slowly, without haste, as if every movement were planned to bring comfort and tranquility. This type of touch is especially effective during moments of greater closeness, such as during a hug or while having a conversation in a more intimate setting. In addition to creating relaxation, touching her hair also establishes a deeper emotional connection, showing that you are present and attuned to the little details. But, as always, observe her reactions. If she appears uncomfortable or not at ease, back off immediately. 9 feet. An unexpected place for connection and relaxation. Feet may seem like an unlikely place to create a connection, but when explored appropriately, they can convey a unique sense of care and relaxation. A foot massage, for example, isn't just a gesture of kindness. It's also a demonstration that you're attentive to her needs. After a long day, dedicating a few minutes to care for this area can be incredibly comforting and create unexpected intimacy. But here's the catch. Not all women feel comfortable with their feet being touched, so it's essential to ask permission before trying anything like this. If she's receptive, proceed gently using light and controlled movements. This gesture, when done at the right time, can positively surprise her, showing that you care and are willing to go the extra mile to make her feel good. 10. The belly. How touching creates a sense of protection and affection. The belly is an extremely sensitive area, both physically and emotionally, and therefore should be approached with great care. A gentle touch in this region, like a hug from behind or a subtle caress while you're relaxing together, can create a sense of protection and affection. This area symbolizes vulnerability, and touching it shows that you understand and respect this sensitivity. However, it's crucial that the touch feels natural and is never forced. Any gesture that comes across as invasive or disrespectful can cause immediate discomfort. When done correctly, touching her belly can send a powerful message that you are present and committed to creating a space of emotional safety. 11. Lips and kisses. The role of touch in building desire. The lips are one of the most sensual and significant areas of the body, and touching them, especially through a kiss, is one of the most powerful gestures in building desire. But here's the secret. A kiss isn't just about lips meeting. It's about intention, timing, and the emotional connection it carries. Before kissing her, use gestures like a light touch on her face or gently holding her chin to guide her gaze. This creates an atmosphere of anticipation and tension that intensifies the moment. And remember, a kiss needs to be gradual. Start slow, allowing the intensity to build as you both become more comfortable. This type of approach demonstrates control, respect, and attentiveness, creating an unforgettable experience. 12. Why touch needs to be gradual to build excitement and connection. If there's one universal rule for touch, it's that it must be gradual. Rushing the process is a guaranteed recipe for failure. Every touch, from the most casual to the most intimate, should follow a natural progression, allowing the emotional connection to match the pace of physical interaction. Gradual touch isn't just a technique. It's a demonstration of respect and patience. It shows that you're willing to build something solid instead of trying to achieve quick results. When you respect this process, you not only create excitement but also establish a foundation of trust and connection that makes every moment more meaningful. The touches women love aren't just physical gestures. They're expressions of care, respect, and emotional connection. Each body area mentioned carries a unique significance, and knowing how to explore them with sensitivity and intention can completely transform how she perceives you. But remember, touch only works when there is consent, respect, and an emotional connection behind it. Now that you know what each gesture means, it's up to you to put this into practice the right way. Don't forget that the right touch at the right time can create memories she will never forget. And, as always, like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with other men who need to learn the true power of touch. Until next time.